Hello? YouTube? Lily? Hello? Can you hear me? I am so sorry. I didn't realize the stream was running on Twitch. I didn't realize it wasn't running on YouTube. Everybody watching the VOD, hi, hello, welcome. We haven't gotten really into the trial yet. We are just about to start, so y'all didn't miss much. We were just yapping. Yes, the boob tube! I'm sorry, boob tube! We fixed it. Thank you, Lily, for letting me know. I appreciate it. So, we are just about to start the trial. You didn't miss much. Let's continue onwards. Pull the game back up. I didn't. Whose emote is that? Who's got a purple bikini, or is that just Twitch? You know, I think he's drinking like drip coffee because he's got the big cup. Yeah, no, espresso, you gotta have the little teeny tiny cups that they got in Italy. Or maybe he made a latte. Maybe it's a latte. The chatter's the best part. Well, maybe I'll do a Zatsu stream, make it up for it. No, I'm gonna have that song stuck in my head all night now. Every time we stream this, I just think of that song. But not, maybe he made a little double shot latte. We don't know how he takes his coffee. Although well, no, actually we do. We do, because he said it has to be black. He is a black coffee drinker. I do remember in previous streams. Yeah. No, he's a black coffee drinker. So it's definitely like a drip or a pour over, not espresso. He drinks it dark, black, no sugar, no milk. I am a latte bitch myself. Okay. Back to it. The mark on the rim of the cup shows the victim drank from it with his right hand. But according to the old man's testimony, he picked it up with his left hand. Thank you, Mr. Gajo. French press could be. I have one of those. That's how I would make cold brew. You can do cold brew in a French press. I haven't used it in a while, though. Milk tea all the way. You don't drink coffee, Nara? I do like a good milk tea, though. Although this morning I had a matcha latte. I've been on a matcha kick. Okay, Pillow's a tea person. We love tea. A man who enjoys dirty bean water for what it is, not what it's filled with. Dirty bean water, that's so funny. No, listen, I am a beverage goblin. I love all beverages. Coffee, tea, coffee lattes, tea lattes, herbal teas, all of it. Give it to me. Just give me a beverage. I love a beverage. We discussed this on the bald men thing about beverages. I remember Nibbler saying they had a gallon of sweet tea at a function instead of an appetizer, and like, honestly, bet. Thank you for the hydrate. Oh, more head pats. Head pat, hydrate. Off we go. Thank you. Tasty. I do enjoy liquids, right? I mean, we're kind of conditioned as humans to enjoy liquids. We gotta use those to survive. Alright, back to it. Furthermore, according to the witness's account, the victim was listening to the radio with an earpiece in his left ear, the one that was ruptured. Yep. Which made him effectively deaf in that ear. How long does it take a ruptured eardrum to heal? That's terrifying. Nightmares. Got it. Okay, back on YouTube. That's totally fine. What dessert do you have? I might... See, I'm thinking of baking soon. I want to bake something. I just don't know what. Anyway.
It's amazing how many contradictions a single case can have, huh, Nick?
Is that still the same cup? I think it's the same cup. Ha! Allow me to enlighten you, Your Honor. The world you see keeps turning and we must turn with it. You've lost me already, Mr. Godot. Don't let the mysteries of yesterday mystify you today. Only losers think like that. Brother! Says the guy who didn't go to law school and yet is still up here. You've got to change with the times. That's one of my rules. You know, that is true. One of my college professors always told me, change or die. And it's true. Probably about a year. Yeah, that seems about right. No, Godot's music is pretty smooth. It's pretty good. Are you implying that you've resolved these contradictions? You know the answers to these riddles. The old guy wasn't just throwing seed in here, he was throwing us off the scent. And today I'll prove it. With what evidence, you bastard? Very well, let the first witness take the stand. Who is it? You know, I've never actually tried that drink. I hear it's very fruity, but I've never tried it. Most major injuries take 6 to 18 months, including rehab. That seems about right. And you are? Oh, bonjour, everyone! I am Jean Armstrong, the owner and head chef of La Très Bien Restaurant. Enchanté! His posture is or her posture is very funny. We're not gonna misgender her like Phoneix. Forgive me for asking, witness, but are you a woman? Armstrong is whatever she wants to be, judge. Oh la la, monsieur, as you can see, I am le pert and perky gentleman, no? Their posture? See, okay, because, I don't know, maybe they're gender fluid, because the last stream, they kept referring to themselves like, oh, you can't say that to a girl, or a woman does this while referring to themselves. Now is gentleman. Gender fluid. Okay, off we go. On the day of the incident, you were in Très Bien's kitchen. Isn't that right? With you, monsieur? What do you mean with you? Everything feels right. Coffee number 2. Not this guy again. That's funny. Ha! He's totally unfazed. Doesn't anything intimidate this guy? Very well. Your testimony, please, witness. Please tell the court what happened that day at Très Bien. Oui, volontaires. Alright, here we go. If I had a nickel for every time someone changed course from defense to prosecution, I'd have about 3 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird it's happened thrice in this series. You know, it has happened a few times. It has. That's kind of funny. Ooh, we love a tiramisu. Delicious. Alright. When it all happened, there were just 2 customers in my restaurant. I remember I was experimenting with some new art deco that day. Like having a large mirror between the tables, for example. Oui, perhaps that is what the old man was looking at. La cup, la earpiece, and la glasses, he would have seen everything in reverse, no? That would make sense. A mirror? Oui, un grand mirror. La most enormous mirror. Okay, so where was it? We didn't see a mirror in your restaurant when we were investigating. And suddenly the mystery disappears. Like I said, the world keeps turning, so roll with it. Huh. That would explain the coffee cup and the earpiece conundrum. The mirror would have made everything appear back to front. What the heck? It's way too early in the morning for this to be happening to me. Now then, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Okay. We save. Okay. Spin with it! Right, we'll make it work. It's also possible Armstrong is a flamboyant man who switches genders to whichever suits them, especially if they can use perceived perceptions to advantage. Ah! I mean, that makes sense. And who were the two customers exactly? Me, of course, the young man who died, and the other not-so-young man. You are referring to yesterday's witness, I presume? You know, I've never had Olive Garden's tiramisu, but I've had other ones. What about the other man Maggie says she saw at the table? Something tells me Mr. Armstrong isn't planning to disclose his existence.
We need some hard evidence first before we can bring him up, don't we?
I guess I'll just have to try a different approach for the time being. Experiment. Okay, tell us about it. You were experimenting with Art Deco? How come I never heard about that before today? You are not familiar with the language of interior design, monsieur? Please stay on topic. Now, why didn't you tell the court about this before? But I did, just a few moments ago. Excuse me, Mr. Armstrong. This deco you mentioned, are you referring to some sort of decatur? No, Art Deco, it's a style of design, Your Honor. He's talking about interior design, walls, ceilings, carpets, that kind of thing. Yes, of course, that deco. I was trying to achieve a more effeminate look for my restaurant. I've never made it myself before. I was planning the most bold remodeling of La Decor. Okay, yeah, where was the mirror? How big of a mirror are we talking about here? Oof! Something more 4 meters wide and, about 2 meters high. Let's see. If 1 meter is about 1 yard, holy glass in a frame, that's huge. I was intending to install it on the ceiling eventually. The ceiling? Was there a mirror on the ceiling? I don't remember. No, but I decided to not go through with it in the end. What should I do? Should I ask him more about the mirror or not? Well, remember what we say. We press. Expensive? Ricotta's expensive? Or is it ricotta that you use for tiramisu? Or is it mascarpone? It's mascarpone, isn't it? If you really had such a large mirror in the restaurant, someone would have noticed it. But there's nothing about a mirror in Mr. Kudo or Maggie Bird's testimonies. But, You didn't ask, Wright. You have only yourself to blame for such sloppy work. Fuck you. What? A mirror was delivered to Tribulations the day before the incident. Mascarpone. Okay, right. It's gotta be creamy. Ricotta is too gritty of a texture. Really? As Mr. Armstrong testified, he was carrying out some design changes. And as it turned out, he didn't actually use the mirror in the end. This just doesn't add up. Even if a mirror was delivered to Tribulations, it doesn't prove that it was in the restaurant on the day of the crime. Huh. If you want to doubt someone, try to look in the mirror. Okay, jokes. I'm sure the person looking back at you will be dubious enough. So the witness yesterday had seen the victim reflected in a mirror. Okay. Normally, I'd expect people to know the difference between a reflection and a real object. Normally? How does normality come into this? That's lame, right? Even for you. How? Are you trying to say that if something isn't normal, it isn't possible? Is that it? No, fool. Gonna lace your coffee with laxative. Speaking of laxatives, some sugar-free stuffs can do that to you, so you gotta be careful with sugar-free stuff.
Where does that leave the porky-headed lawyer and the...
where does that leave the porky-headed lawyer and the top-knot chick over there? And the ungodly cool guy with the mask over here. Well, Wright? What is your problem, my guy? What did I do to you? Not the hair.
I do not have a top knot.
Mr. Godot is correct. A lack of normality is no basis for discounting an argument. Bien, logicas one la day. I don't think so. La couple earpiece and the glasses, he would have seen everything in reverse, no? Everything? He would have seen everything in reverse? Oui.
Hey, Nick, we should take a second, think about what old Seedy said in his testimony.
How did he phrase it again? The boy was wearing the earpiece and on the same side as the green lens of his specs. No question. You can lock me up if I'm wrong. It was his left ear without a doubt. And then he used the same hand to pick up the cup. His left hand.
If he saw everything he described reflected in a mirror, then everything he said he saw on the left was actually on the right, huh?
And that clears up all the problems with his testimony, I guess. Or does it? Huh. It's kind of hard to believe everything's the fault of a mirror, but...
Do you think old Seedy saw everything through a reflection?
I love how she just came up with this new nickname. If he did, it would explain all the contradictions in his testimony.
But that just makes the situation worse for Maggie.
Oh yeah, the eyepiece would have a reflection in it, wouldn't it?
There's gotta be something in that old man's testimony. We just gotta dig deeper.
What do we have in the court record? Medicine, matches. We're not using any of these yet. Oh, yeah, Tigre didn't want the lottery ticket. He wanted this. Okay. Huh. I'm trying to think. Has she? I guess I forgot about it. The cup. The lip mark on the cup, right? That would explain... Because, like, even if it was reflected in a mirror... Wouldn't the lip mark have something to do with it? There's that partition, though. Because where was Kudo sitting in the restaurant? Because if there was that partition, he wouldn't have been able to see. Well, that's the victim's seat, but I don't know where Kudo was sitting. The incident occurred. I broke the vase. I don't know where the vase is. Huh. Okay. Okay. A large mirror. Hang on. I'm gonna try something. Oops. It's either the blueprints or the photo. Let's try the photo first and then the blueprints. Nope. That's not gonna work. Okay. Let's try the blueprints. And see if that works. Yeah, because we have the partitions. We don't have the mirror on that diagram. Nope, that's not it either. Damn. Maybe I have to... Hold on. Huh. Should I try it here? There has to be something. Let's try it here. Nope. Damn it. Okay, one more time. And then we'll move on. Oops. Wrong button. No, okay, so that's not... Okay, what am I missing? The cup, the earpiece, and the glasses. He would have seen everything in reverse. Would he, though? No! Try a different piece of evidence, Martha. I was so confident. I was like, I don't need the guy to... His mirrors fucked me up. Let's just try the cup. Nope.
shit.
Because we've pressed every statement. Okay. There's gotta be something in that old man's testimony. We gotta dig deeper. Hi, Aqua! Welcome! Happy Wednesday! What if I presented Kudo? Nope. Okay, I'm gonna need to pull up the guide. I'm stumped. I am befuddled. What piece of evidence am I missing? We need this. No. This one. Okay, the mirror. Oh, Glenn Elg? Why present him? You know, maybe it goes back to what Pillow was saying about the reflection in his Google Glass. Let's give it a shot. Okay. Glenn Elg. I was getting closer with presenting somebody, I just didn't get the right person. Okay. Ugh, I love Tokyo Mew Mew. I mean, I feel like the leader of every magical girl group definitely has some similar qualities. The coffee cup, the earpiece, and the HMD. Let's think back over Mr. Kudo's testimony for a second, shall we? The boy was wearing the earpiece on the same side of the green lens of his specs. No question, you can lock me up if I'm wrong. It was his left ear, without a doubt. So, to summarize, we were told both the HMD and the earpiece were on the victim's left side. Now, if Mr. Kudo saw all that as a reflection in a mirror, it means both the HMD and the earpiece were actually on the victim's right side. Exactement! You see, monsieur, now that you think about it, it is not so hard, no? No. Unfortunately, that's where we run into a monumental contradiction with the facts. Tell me, Phoneix, tell me. If Mr. Kudo really did see everything in a mirror, why is it that the HMD is now on the wrong side of his head? Order! Order! Mr. Wright is correct! If the witness genuinely observed the victim reflected in a mirror, then we would expect the victim's eyepiece to have been over his right eye. Coffee number 2. How bitter. Try it, you should have a taste of this bitterness. It'll calm you down in no time. Are we talking about your coffee or something completely different? You don't understand the way the witness thinks. How he thinks? You remember this, I presume? The I broke the vase, sorry, apology, I mean Mr. Kudo's sworn testimony? That's totally valid. Thank you for saying hi. Have a good night, my friend. See you next time. Exactly. The old man has one very grievous habit, other than throwing seeds. The more of an impression something makes, the more muddled his mind makes it. And what's the most striking thing about Mr. Elg? Clearly, it's the victim's eyepiece. And that's my point. The old man strikes again. Mr. Elg's HMD made a big impression on the old man. Coffee number 3. Ooh. I saw the earpiece and those newfangled spectacles he was wearing. Oh yes, they were both on his left ear. Do you hear? His left ear. Huh. Well, Trite. What? I don't think that was a very, convincing argument, Godot. That's the worst but best impression of Kudo ever.
Wow, I really thought he was old seedy for a minute there. Godot's good.
Enough. I must agree that yesterday's witness was irresponsibly rash in much of his testimony.
Bad luck, Nick. Looks like the boil of a contradiction you found is just a rash.
You're drinking coffee? God, what time is it where you are? A mirror can't be beaten by a handful of seeds, nor can it lie. So, what exactly was the old man looking at? Fill us in, Mr. Armstrong. Go on, tell the court. We're all ears.
Oui, I can explain. Please, if you will look at the plans of le restaurant.
What I was trying to look at earlier?
Alors, is everyone sitting comfortably? La mirror, it was in the middle of the restaurant, dividing the two halves.
Okay.
There is only one seat which you could have seen an image of la victim. That was the seat at the table next to la victim's. That was where the old man was sitting. After la terrible incident occurred, I moved la mirror so it was not in the way. Hi, fish!
Welcome, friend. Enjoy your lurk. Thanks for saying hello. I'm doing alright, doing pretty good. I also hope you are well, and I hope you are enjoying your lurk and your drawing. Oh, it's nighttime? Well, hopefully it's decaf coffee so you're not up all night.
But naturally, I did not touch anything else.
I see no problems with that explanation we've just heard. From the table next to the victims, Mr. Kudo could have seen the victim in the mirror. But he couldn't have seen the other person because it was blocked by the partition!
What a naughty little coquette I am, confusing all the men like this.
Don't worry about it. We'd keep up. Except for the guy breaking out in a cold sweat over there again. I hate that guy. I do too. You said you didn't touch anything else apart from the mirror? Are you quite sure about that?
Volunteer, of course.
Oh, you don't drink decaf? Well, hopefully you're not up all night. Coffee does sound nice, but I'm not going to be drinking it this late. Very well, Mr. Wright. Your cross-examination, if you please. Here we go. We save. And we go back. Okay, dividing the two halves. Only one seat from which you could have seen an image of the victim. The seat at the table next to it. Go back. Okay. Run this by me again. The mirror was here, correct? We? Really? Because I know if I were you, I wouldn't have put a mirror there. It would be in the way. Objection. Look who's talking, Wright. Huh? You're obstructing my view, among other things. But this is my seat in the courtroom. Trebian's charm is that it gives you the impression that you're the only customer. Temporarily placing a mirror in that spot would hardly be in the way. Unlike you, Wright.
I tell you, monsieur, the mirror was there in the middle of the restaurant.
Okay, that was the seat at the table next to the victims. So why can you only see the victim from that particular seat?
Mais, monsieur, it is obvious, no? If you look at the plans, you will understand.
Well, no, you could have seen the victim from here. Right? I think so.
La victim would have been reflected in la mirror like so. If you were sitting at la table next to him, you would have seen everything, no?
So that's the seat old Seedy was sitting in on that day. When the poisoning happened.
The old man was sitting at the table next to the victim? Why does that seem kinda odd? Okay, let's go back. Why don't we... Let's bring the plans up again. Do we have new blueprints, or do I only... No, I only have these, but let's give it a shot. Damn it! You could see the victim from another seat at the table! Oh, I'm so mad. The mirror divided the two halves. Only one seat. Hold on, I should press again and save. Where would that be?
Look how you lean towards me. I always track the younger boys. Maybe I should keep you in suspense a little longer.
Mr. Armstrong, tell the court what you know at once.
I attract the older ones too, you know, handsome. Shall I tease you too?
He's not happy about that. Cup number 4? 3, 4, something. I'm already seeing a very hot someone, so I'm afraid you'll be waiting for a long time.
I bet she has mocha cream skin and cappuccino perfume.
God damn it, Maya.
Bien. I will tell you, there was only one seat from which you could have seen.
Okay, we're gonna press that and then we're gonna save. Look at the plans. I'm telling you, man, if he was sitting here, he would have been able to... Well, he would have seen him from the side. Maybe not from the front. Okay, if you were sitting at the table next to him, you'd see everything. Why does that seem kinda odd? Why does it seem odd, Phoenix? You moved it so it wasn't in the way. Where did it go? Did you move the mirror while Mr. Kudo was off calling the police?
Oui, exactement. I carried it out of la restaurant then.
You moved a huge mirror like that, all by yourself. Oh, that's a good question.
What can I say? I know how to pick things up, handsome.
Godot actually laughed at something.
Well, given the witness's physique, I suppose it is possible.
He do have very muscular arms.
Did you move anything else from the crime scene, Mr. Armstrong?
I look like the obliging type, no? Naturally, I did not touch anything else.
You sure? Yeah, you sure?
I touched nothing except la mirror.
Huh. Mr. Wright, is there something the witness has said that doesn't match the crime scene?
I'll have to look at my evidence.
Yeah, there is. I just can't put my finger on what exactly. Huh. Suffering from a case of heartburn, Wright?
Oh, I have just the thing for that. An oil with golden meal and frankincense.
Add a few drops to your coffee and voila. Enjoy. No, actually, that sounds disgusting. Focus, Phoenix, breathe. I need to ignore these two and find some evidence.
It is pretty strange, though, isn't it? I mean, nobody mentioned anything about a really large mirror. You'd think someone would have, but Maggie didn't, and neither did old Seedy.
Then the only logical explanation is that there was no mirror inside Trebian that day. Now I've just got to prove it somehow. What do we have that can disprove the mirror? Or that Jean touched something. What about the vase? Did Armstrong clean that up? I wonder. Wait a minute. This vase isn't broken. If this is the table Victor was sitting at, this would be broken, right? Hold on. I'm trying to figure out where to put this. Let's try it here. Aha! There we go! And I didn't even need the guide for that. This piece of evidence contradicts with the testimony we've heard, Your Honor. The crime photo? Yes. This photo clearly shows something that theoretically should not exist. What on earth do you mean by that, Mr. Wright? Should not exist? Huh. Sounds like you're describing yourself, Trite. Ow! Ow! That's rude! Yeah, we'll clarify. It's the vase. Take that! I think it's pretty obvious that this is what should not be in the picture. The vase? What possible connection does that have with this witness's testimony? Your Honor, I'm telling you that there should have been no vase on this table. Because it very clearly contradicts with this piece of evidence. It's his note. Boom. There is one thing that was clearly demonstrated by yesterday's testimony. Mr. Kudo broke the vase that was on the table where he was sitting. And yet, as the court can see, there is an unbroken vase on the table next to the victim. Why? Because Mr. Kudo was not, in fact, sitting at the table next to the victim at all. Don't be an idiot, Wright. That's impossible. That seat's the only one Kudo could have seen the victim's reflection from. Exactly. Oh? There is only one conclusion we can draw from this contradiction. There was no mirror in Tribulations that day. Your testimony, Mr. Armstrong, is an elaborate lie. Mon Dieu! I love how when he gets distressed, there's rose petals. Very Oron High School Host Club. Refill the water. And hydrate. Don't try to confuse the court, Wright. Obviously, the witness cleaned up the vase. But he said he didn't touch anything else. While the police were taking their time getting to the crime scene. Unfortunately, Mr. Godot, that doesn't quite work for me. Mr. Armstrong already testified to the contrary, in his own words. I did not touch anything else except the mirror. Aha! Got him! Got him! Well, witness, what do you have to say for yourself? I was right. There was no mirror in the restaurant that day. In light of this revelation, we return back to the original problem. Why did the victim have an earpiece in an ear which he couldn't hear? Huh. You only get one shot in life. There's no turning back. If you want to claim that the mirror wasn't there, Wright, then this problem is all yours. How do you explain what the old man saw? If I can answer this, then I'll be that much closer to the truth. I can feel it. I don't know. Can I answer that? Let's find out.
Are you gonna be okay? Can you really solve this contradiction, Nick?
There's more than just this one contradiction, Maya.
What do you mean?
Remember what Maggie told us? There was another man at the victim's table. And there was a sample CD on the victim's table. It all flies in the face of Mr. Kudo's testimony. And I think I know the reason why nothing in this case is adding up. I wish you would tell me, bitch. Well, Mr. Wright, let's hear your answer. Yes, Your Honor. The reason behind all the contradictions in Mr. Kudo's testimony is simple. Mr. Kudo made a mistake. The ear doctor made a mistake. The victim was a phony? What? Fuck, I don't know. Well, shit. You know, I don't think it's as simple as Mr. Kudo making a mistake. D, all of the above. God, that would be a mess. My gut's telling me to go for C, but then I would have to, like, I would have to prove how he was a phony and why, so probably not. Maybe it is as simple as Mr. Kudo made a mistake. I mean, I saved. Let's give it a shot. Oh, was that actually it? Okay. Clearly, Mr. Kudo made a mistake. Mr. Trite, you're the one who brought up all these contradictions. And? If you're trying to tell us the old man just made a mistake, we can wrap up this case right now with a guilty verdict. How about it, Mr. Wright? Should I just declare your client guilty?
Is that the best you can come up?
No, that wasn't it. Okay. Maybe I should have went with my gut. Alright. The victim was a phony. Let's give it a shot. I should have just went with my gut. God damn it. Why? But now we have to prove it. Ow. This case is riddled with contradictions. Yet there is one very simple answer that clears them all up. I don't think it's simple, buddy, but okay. And what is that? The incident Mr. Kudo witnessed and the incident the victim experienced were two completely different events. What? That's what I'm saying. What? Yes, the victim that Mr. Kudo saw wasn't Mr. Glenn Elg at all. It was an imposter, a phony pretending to be Mr. Elg. Maybe the victim isn't a victim. Obviously, unlike the victim, there was nothing wrong with the imposter's left eardrum. That's how he ended up wearing the earpiece in his left ear by mistake. Coffee number 5. Puh! He just drank it to spit it out. Order in the court. Settle down or I'll clear the courtroom. Quiet, Gramps. Why don't you clear out of here, huh? What did you say? Trite. Are you saying that what Mr. Kudo saw was a setup? Yes. Someone pretended to be Glenn Elg and acted out the whole coffee poisoning. All for the express purpose of creating a witness out of one Mr. Victor Kudo. Get real, Trite. Why would anyone want to do that? Isn't it obvious? The thing Mr. Kudo was most insistent about in his testimony was... The serving girl brought him a Java Cheeto, but she put something in it. That's the serving girl right there in the defendant's chair. I remember her well. It's so hard to believe, but... There was one and only one reason to show Mr. Kudo this fake poisoning. To show Maggie Bird in the act of poisoning the coffee. Are you insinuating that the waitress in the old man's story was a fake as well? Yes, and we do have somebody to prove that. Thank you, Deadman46203. I appreciate it. I can't tell if that's a bot or not, and my mods are gone. I'm gonna leave you here for a second, but I'm watching you, buddy. It's true there were no other customers in the restaurant at the time, but... Be careful, Lily. Don't you get caught with identity theft. It's also true that the chef was there. He would have noticed what was happening. Unless he was in on it. Just high as hell. Alright. That's so valid. As long as you are in a safe place, go forth. Go forth, my friend. Live your dreams. Well, witness, if your restaurant really was the scene of such theatrics, you would have known about it, correct? Oh la la, this is the most difficult for me. No, it's quite simple. All you have to do is testify. You are under oath, after all. I'm not going to answer that question, Lillian, because there are quite a few things that could happen. Was there, in fact, a phony at Tribulations that day? The defense demands Mr. Armstrong tell the whole truth about what happened. The defense's request for additional testimony is accepted. You will accurately explain in detail the events in the restaurant that day. Oui. Here we go. La victime, Monsieur Elg, he came to my restaurant alone. I remember the old man arrived not long after him. There were no other customers. When he got word he won the lottery, Monsieur Elg became very excited. It was approximately 5 minutes later that the poisoning incident occurred. No, there was no time for a phony to do the acting. Alright, now we gotta prove him wrong. Just so we're clear, there was no mirror in the restaurant after all. Je vous demande pardon. Forgive me, Your Honor. I lied because I wanted this mess to be cleared up quickly. What you have just done is commit perjury, Mr. Armstrong. I will decide how to punish you later. Oui. For now, we will hear your cross-examination. Mr. Wright, if you please. Hi, Velcro. Took you a minute to show up. You chillin'? You good? Did you have your dinner? Yeah. He took that perjury charge a bit too well. But I'm guessing he'll be in more serious trouble after this cross-examination. Here we go. Hi, Velcro. You're so cute. You can't sit in my lap while I play games, kitty. Okay, we're gonna save. Did he come alone? Was he alone at his table as well? Mais oui, I saw him from la kitchen. Yet the defendant, Miss Bird, remembers it differently. She swears there was another man at the victim's table. Ha! Unfortunately for you, Wright. Yesterday's witness also testified the victim was alone. You know, seeing you squirm like that reminds me of a certain coffee's bittersweet bite. What kind of coffee has he been drinking? Seriously. What's his favorite brew?
It's not coffee, it's love. It's love that's bittersweet.
What do you know about love, child? Hearing Maya say that makes her seem wise all of a sudden. Okay. By old man, you mean Victor Kudo, correct? Oui, he comes often for my special coffee. I drank your coffee once, Mr. Armstrong. It's special, I'll give you that. It's worth a sip just for the experience. He hates it. Oh, you make me so happy, monsieur. You are most welcome anytime. I said it was worth one sip, and nothing more. So old Mr. Kudo arrived at the restaurant around the same time as the victim. Maybe I should ask about his arrival in more detail. Give me, how many minutes? Give me a number! How many minutes? So you're saying that not much time elapsed between when the victim and Mr. Kudo arrived? Oui, that is correct. But that still leaves the possibility that something happened in that gap of time. And by your recollection, how much time would you say elapsed?
Let me see. Approximately 2 minutes, I would say.
2 minutes? That's all? It seems unlikely anything untoward could have happened in such a short time. Rats! I knew I shouldn't have pursued this line of questioning. Well, never mind then. Shit. Right? Everybody says his food sucks.
There were no other customers.
Okay, was he loud? Did you see him?
No, I was in the kitchen, but I held him. I remember him shouting, "Yes, $500,000!
Presumably the defendant heard that too then, correct? And Mr. Kudo, if he was there. I was about to say, too, you know, I think Creepy Girl could have poisoned him in less than a minute. If he already sat down and ordered coffee.
Maggie? She looked like a poor little frightened dove.
And what about Mr. Kudo?
The old man choked on some bird seeds that got stuck in his throat.
Seems we have now... Right? If he choked, who... Like, you should have done the Heimlich maneuver. Okay, give me some more information. What were you doing at that point? Without any customers, you must have had time to kill.
I am a multi-talented woman, monsieur.
She changes genders on a dime. Woo. Sorry, what do you mean?
There is le renowned chef, Jean Armstrong, and la tragic poet Clarice Armstrong.
Oh. Okay. Clarice?
Oui, I was writing a poem, an angry tale of a chef in $500,000 of debt.
Hi, Emily. Happy Wednesday.
Cooking for a man who won $500,000 on la lottery.
Okay, where's the poem?
It is called Pourquoi. It means why. Perhaps I could recite it for la courte?
Please don't. You mean you contacted the police as soon as the incident occurred?
I asked la old man to call from la payphone.
By your own argument, Wright. The purpose of this phony victim's performance was so the old man could see it. In other words, once the incident occurred, this opportunity would completely disappear. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, maybe Armstrong has a DID system? Possibly? Clarice and Jean?
Bien, it seems like the shadow of doubt has been lifted, n'est-ce pas?
No.
Guess Mr. Armstrong is connected to this case, huh?
Absolutely. Someone was impersonating Mr. Elg, and I refuse to believe he was oblivious. He was there the whole time, after all.
But if you're right, wouldn't Maggie have noticed too?
She fell unconscious when the incident occurred, remember?
Ah, you mean that's when the phony staged his act.
We'll know for sure once I find a hole in this testimony. Okay. I'm gonna save because we've gone through all of the pressing. There's a lot more magical girl games recently, which is interesting. Let's look through our evidence here. I wonder, maybe we can bring this up? We already used that. Cup. I don't know if I can bring these up quite yet. Maybe I can do the note from Tenderlander and then put the matches in that office. Then that might bring out Tigre. Okay. The old man arrived not long after him. There were no other customers. When he got word he won the lottery, Mr. Elg became very excited. It was approximately 5 minutes later the poisoning occurred. There was no time for a phony to do the acting. Huh. I don't know. I mean, it's worth a shot, right? Nope, that's not it. Back to the drawing board. That's totally valid, Lily. We respect all forms of gender expression and gender fluidity in this house. He came to the restaurant alone. I wonder. So I'm trying to think of what other pieces of evidence we have, which is like the CD. Maybe the radio flyer? Where did that go? Maybe that would be like the time. Like contradicting the time of it? I'm not sure. No, of course we don't trust him. That's why we're here. No, that's not it. I might need help on this one. Please hold. Where are you at? Where did I put it? Huh. Ah! Okay, right. Because I was on the right track with the time. But we have to press him again. Okay. So... press again. Right, Victor... Coffee... What time was it? Out of curiosity, about what time was it when Mr. Kudo arrived? Because then we could use the flyer. If we need to. Oh, no! I cannot remember, monsieur. I believe we were told by a witness yesterday. The crime was reported at 2:25 by a kinda scary old man, sir. Does that perhaps jog your memory, witness? The incident happened about 20 minutes after he arrived. So the victim must have arrived between 2 p.m. and 2:10 p.m., no? Now we use the flyer. Convenient! I agree. Just after 2, huh? Thank you for the help in jogging my memory, monsieur. You are wonderful. I can't sit here all the time and do nothing now, can I? The time of day will be added to the witness's testimony. Oui, monsieur judge. Everything I do it for you. every little thing I do never seems enough for you. Sorry. Merci bien. That's French, isn't it? Ha ha ha. I'm glad at least one person's in a good mood.
He's even humming a song to himself.
Arrived not long after him, just after. Let's use the flyer, shall we? A boom! Ha ha ha! Sync. I should do like Y2K karaoke. Throw some of that in there. I'm afraid I've finally got you, Mr. Armstrong. I'm gonna save. Quoi? What do you mean? At the time in question, the victim was listening to the radio with his earpiece. The show he was listening to was Millionaire Radio. Each week, they announced the winning numbers of the $500,000 lottery ticket. Oui, that must be the show Monsieur Egg was listening to. I can't see any problem with this testimony, Mr. Wright. I wonder... Huh? You say the victim arrived at your restaurant after 2 p.m., correct? Oui, I am sure of it. I remember it perfectly now. I know it was that time because I had just finished serving la lunch menu. Get to the point, right? If you have one. That show is broadcast live at 1:30 p.m. And it claims to be the most thrilling 10 minutes of your life. It's on the air at 1:30? Now, supposedly the victim made some noise when it was announced that he had won. And yet, I don't believe his cry of joy could have occurred after 2 p.m. Because the show had already finished more than 30 minutes earlier by that point in time. No! This victim we've been told about has done nothing but the impossible. Listening to the radio with a ruptured eardrum, catching a show that was already over. There's only one conclusion you can draw from these facts. This victim was an imposter, acting out the poisoning 30 minutes after the real murder. Yes, there were 2 Glen Elgs in Tribulations that day. The real Glen Elg, now dead, having been poisoned by the real killer. And the phony Glen Elg acting out the events for Mr. Kudo to witness. It certainly seems that way. I mean, if that wasn't the case, how could you explain the time discrepancy? Fuck you, what objection you... What have you got up your fucking sleeve in your mug this time? Quite a performance, Trite. You were almost on a roll. But... sadly, you lack the rock-hard foundation of rhythm to build your song. What is this? Music Theory 101? No thanks. Let's recap. According to your imaginative theory, it's now just after 2 p.m. The phony Elg is performing a play for the benefit of Mr. Kudo. How do you explain, then, where the real Glen Elg is? I don't believe I have to spell this out for the court. However... hydrate. At that time, the real Glen Elg was already dead! That's certainly the obvious conclusion. Thank you, Trite. That is exactly what I was hoping you would say. What? Now I presume you can prove this theory of yours. Can you explain where the missing corpse went to? Ooh, the missing corpse! Fuck! According to the old man's testimony, there was only one other customer there. If that customer was the phony Glen Elg, then where did the killer hide the body of the real victim? That's a good fucking question. Do you wanna hide a body? Stuff it in somebody's trunk. I don't know. That's where my mind first goes, is in somebody's car. The prosecution has a valid point, Mr. Wright. If your theory is to stand up to the examination by the court, you must provide us with proof by answering the prosecution's question. Where did the killer hide the body? And we don't have a box to put it in. Yes, Your Honor. No conjecture. Trite, let's hear some facts for once. Show the court a piece of evidence that proves where the body is hidden. Well, fuck me, I don't know. Evidence?
What's with the intense pressure in here all of a sudden?
I thought I had him with that contradiction. That was it the Lana case? No, oh, a body in the trunk. Yes. Box. No, box was Eenie Miney. Trunk was Lana. You are correct. But he's turned it all around and backed me into a corner instead. Well, Mr. Wright, the court will now hear the defense's theory and evidence. First, where was the body of the real Mr. Elg concealed? Fuck me! Okay. So if he died around 1:30, they would have had time to move him out, wouldn't they? They probably brought it to Tenderlander. I'm gonna try outside first, and then we'll see. Clearly, there's no place to hide a body inside Tribulations. Therefore, the killer must have hauled the body outside. I see. Nice supposition. But the real question is, can you back it up? Where's the evidence that proves the body was taken out of the restaurant? Well, I might have fucked up. The matches? Maybe? Ah! Ooh, no! This? Let's try that. Ha ha ha! Wait, too bad. Wait a minute, the thing went away. I thought it worked. What are you talking about? Well, never mind. Let's go back. Maybe it was inside Tribulations. And maybe we'll use the ear meds to prove it. Damn, I want to get to Tigre, goddammit. I'm tired of talking with Armstrong. Give me the angry man. Would have been too dangerous to take the body outside. Obviously, the body must have been hidden somewhere inside Tribulations. Okay, where would a body... Oh. Fuck me! You don't think they'd have time to move it? It had to be in the kitchen, right? Or... Damn it. I want to say it was in the kitchen. I don't think that worked. The music didn't stop. Can we back it up? Where's the evidence that... Okay, let's try the ear meds. Woo! It stopped! Okay. There we go. The ear meds worked. Mr. Armstrong, do you recognize this bottle?
No, no, no. I have never seen that ugly bottle before in my life.
That's true. I guess he might have seen them. Oh well. I just didn't think it would take that long to move a body if you shoved it in a car and drove it around, but I guess the mob didn't want to deal with it.
I only use la very best bottles, monsieur. The highest quality only for me.
Where was that bottle found, Mr. Wright? Interestingly enough, Your Honor, it was found in the kitchen of Tribulations.
Quoi? But I only ever use these bottles for my aromatherapy oils.
Wasn't for your fucking oils, buddy. But this bottle doesn't contain aromatherapy oil, Mr. Armstrong. No, it contains a medication. What kind of medication? I'm sure everyone remembers, don't they? That Mr. Elg visited an otolaryngological clinic. Fuck. Otolaryngological. That's the word. Took me a minute. That Mr. Elg visited an otolaryngological. Fuck, I said it. Otolaryngological. That Mr. Elg visited an otolaryngological clinic and was given medication that day. Ooh, say that 5 times fast. Otolaryngological. You can't be serious. The defense had the contents of the bottle analyzed, and I have lab results here. The contents of the bottle matched the prescription that was given to Mr. Elg. Aha! Spit out that coffee, you bastard. Glenn Elg's murderer hid the body in the restaurant kitchen, at which time this bottle fell out of the victim's pocket. Mr. Armstrong, when the incident occurred, didn't you say you were in the kitchen?
Mon Dieu!
Yes, you know what I'm about to say. It was you who hid the victim's body. You did a fine job pretending to defend my client, Maggie Bird. However, you were setting her up to take the fall behind the poor girl's back.
No!
Order! Order! This is an extraordinary development. Witness, did you murder Mr. Glenn Elg?
Never! I could never do such an horrible thing.
Oh dear. Godot's having a meltdown. Mr. Godot! The bitterness. Every time I get lied to, I always down a mug of coffee. That's one of my rules. I don't know how it helps, but okay. Do you have the slightest idea of how many cups you've had by now? At least 6. Then I like to do the same to the person who lied to me. I like to take them down with my empty cup. Listen up, chef. How about a brand new flavor in your ear, my H-deficient friend?
Je vous demande pardon. Please, you must hear me out. It is a trap. Listen to me, por favor.
Why are you using Spanish? Yo hablo español, Mr. Armstrong, and por favor is Spanish. Thank you. I'm only gonna ask you once. Did you do it?
No, 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 absolutely no.
Let's hear it. You've got one shot, right, Gramps? Witness, the court will permit you the chance to make one final statement. If you lie under oath again, Mr. Godot's coffee mug awaits you. As does my gavel.
Oui, it is clear.
What do they always say in the movies? I've got a bad feeling about this. Very well. Begin your final testimony, Mr. Armstrong. Alright, what do we got?
It is true, I eat the body in the kitchen. A man forced me to do it. I had no choice. I had to go along with him because there was a reason why I could not refuse. But I did not kill him. I swear it. You must believe me.
You were forced? By who?
I cannot say or I will be erased.
Let's try a different question then. When Mr. Elk died, was he really the only person at the table?
There was another man.
Oh, of course it was. Has to be. It has to be Tigre.
I knew it.
Maggie was telling the truth.
You may cross-examine the witness now, Mr. Wright. There's just one more thing I need to do. I gotta break this guy and get him to tell us the name of the real killer. Yeah, man. That's him. Okay. Hid the body in the kitchen. A man forced me to do it. I had no choice. Tell us about the man. What man? Who was he?
No, I cannot say. I fear for my life.
Oh, you've already played this one, Lily? Okay. He's really scared.
You'll just have to put the words in his mouth, Nick.
Yeah, you're right. If he won't tell me, I'll tell him. Why would you go along with this man? Okay, I think I know what to use here. Let's do, well, first, I'ma save. Because who am I if not a save scumming bitch? The note from Tenderlander. You have a $500,000 debt, don't you? $500,000? Is this true, Mr. Armstrong? Right, I forgot they did this case in the anime.
Oui, je suis désolé. I was weak and I borrowed la money.
This is Mr. Armstrong's Achilles heel. And that's why you couldn't refuse anything of you, or asked of you by this man. This guy. A $500,000 loan from a black market loan shark. And you had no way of paying it back, did you? That's why you were forced to do anything this man told you.
Oui, it is as you say.
Mr. Armstrong.
La Tiger. He told me he was going to use my restaurant for a business rendezvous. On the day in question, he was meeting la victim to demand that he repay his loan. I don't know why it happened like that. I just did what he told me to do. I had no choice. I carried the body and la inconscient Maggie out of the dining area and into the kitchen. After that, I just tried to forget what I had seen.
I think we can now safely say that the man who forced your hand was Mr. Furio Tigre. Loan sharks came to bite. Very true. If we have learned anything from anime and video games, it is never trust a loan shark. Don't do it. I do have one further question for you, Mr. Armstrong. The poison and the lottery ticket were found in the defendant's apron pocket. Was that your doing as well?
No, I knew nothing about that. Making it look like it was Maggie who had done it, I was not. I was not. It is despicable. You were right for the wrong reason. Funny. Mr. Godot. You will summon this Furio Tigre as a witness. I doubt that can be arranged today, so we will adjourn. For now. Proceedings will continue tomorrow. Tomorrow? Oh? Is he already outside the courtroom? 30 minutes. What? The trial will go on. I'll see to it myself. I need half an hour to get that guy on the stand. Not a minute more. How the... Don't sit back and relax yet, Wright. No one knows if that chef is really telling the truth or not. This trial could still go either way. Very well. The request is granted, Mr. Godot. We will resume once Mr. Tigre is ready to take the stand. Until then, court is adjourned for a 30-minute recess. To be continued. We save. Alright, before we continue, it is time to refill beverages and use the powder room. So, if you will excuse me for just a couple minutes, we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna hit the powder room, refill beverages. If you need to take meds, take those. And I shall return for part 2 of this trial session. BRB.
Okay, folks. We have returned. Alrighty. Powdered my nose. Got some more water. Took a shot of pickle juice. Honestly, that was something my grandmother told me. Is if your voice needed some help, down you some pickle juice. If you're speaking or talking for a long time, pickle juice. And you know, technically, it does have electrolytes. Ah, it's a raid! Oh my god! Hello! Hello, Raiders! Hello, Husky Note! Husky Note, have we met? Do I know you? How did you find me? Husky Raid, hey there. Maina, let me know if that's how you say your name. Welcome! So, y'all have impeccable timing. We just came back from a quick little break. So, hello, friend. Velvet sent you, of course. Love her. Lovely. Well, Husky and friends. Hi, my name is Martha. I am an idol VTuber, voice coach, and your trashy guardian. I use they, them pronouns, and my mission is to... Oh my god, thank you, Bassyache, for following. My mission is to... Ah, it's another raid! It's another one! Oh my god! Oh my god, they're everywhere! Hi! Hi, hello! Hello, Velvet! Hello, Raiders! I was just doing my intro. I'll start it over. Hi, my name is Martha, idol VTuber voice coach, and your trashy godmother, or guardian. Sorry, your trashy guardian. I'm trying to go away from gendered language. I use they, them pronouns. My mission is to create community and connection through fandom while encouraging others to live as their most authentic selves. Welcome! The Chaos Kits have escaped! The furballs have spread into your chat! Ow! I love it. As I said earlier, impeccable timing. We just came from a little powder room break and a beverage refill. So this evening, we are playing some Ace Attorney. We are in the home stretch on Recipe for Turnabout. We are going to take down the tiger today. So... we're gonna... Hey, thank you, Husky. Thank you so much for following. Thank you, friends. If you enjoy Ace Attorney, please feel free to stay. Although, if you need to raid and run, if you need food, if you need water or rest, that's totally chill. Because... people need rest. The chef! Yes, we just finished his testimony. So we'll do that, and we'll do... boom! There we go. So we were Resident Evil. I'm assuming it was collab night. I need to do more collabs, honest to God. I'm a hermit, I'm a hobbit. Of course, I would have my mods do it, but, they are occupied at the moment, so that's okay. Welcome, welcome. And it's lovely to meet y'all too. But where did my game go? I'm like, what window do I have open? So many. Was Resident Evil fun? I've never played it. Listen, streaming is how I am catching up on all the video games I missed out on as a child and teenager. Like, the only games I ever played were anything on the Game Boy Color or, like, the Game Boy Advance. And then, like, DDR and Wii Fitness. That was all my mother allowed. 'Cause she didn't want me to be, you know, sitting down for hours. She wanted me to be active. But then I became a nerd anyway. So, I'm playing games. I'm learning about the games because I ain't done it before. But we do variety. We do stupid tier lists and karaoke and everything. if y'all are into tier lists, I just did a giant 5-hour rating of 41 bald men, and there were so many suggestions. I now have to do a part 2 at the end of the month, which is a lot. But if you enjoy absolute insanity like that, you might like it here. Anyway. Oh, goody! A giant snake, battletoads, and zombies. Excellent. Excellent work. Good job. Oh. Let me get my water into my vessel here. And then we are gonna go kick this stupid mobster's ass. I cannot wait. He is the bane of my existence, at least in this case. Well, you know, actually, I don't know. Godot also might be the bane of my existence. He may be hot, but he's a pain in the ass. So... okay. We are hydrated. Where's my mouse? There's my mouse. Let's get back to it. No, he's great, but a pain in the ass. No, we're not overriding it. We're continuing. Oh, I have heard of Leon. Yes, he is quite attractive, but no, I have never played it, so that's about all I know. Hey, Jim. Hey, Bob. We're in recess.
We're finally gonna see the tiger on the stand. We've almost got this case won now, Nick.
I wish I could agree.
Huh?
When I cross-examined Mr. Armstrong just now, he said he was just doing what the tiger told him to do. But Godot picked up on it, remember? He pointed out that without proof, we don't know if what he testified is the truth. Leon S. Kennedy, the S stands for sexy. Okay. Is that his actual, like, I know sexy isn't, but like S? Does he actually have a middle name, or are you just fucking with me?
You mean you think Mr. Armstrong was lying?
I don't know. But if that's the line the prosecution takes, we could be in trouble. Scott! Okay, so it is an S. Oh, that's funny. I get the feeling that we don't have the case-making evidence we're gonna need. Gotta send that bottle back to the lab for fingerprints, motherfuckers. Hey, pal! Why are you mad? Why are you mad at me? I did such a good job in there. Why are you angry? Detective Gumshoe.
What are you so jumpy about, Detective? Your hair's standing on end.
Hey, that's the pot calling the kettle black, little Miss Topknot.
It's not a top knot.
Never mind about the hair. Just calm down, all right? I can't stand still when I don't have a job to do. I kind of get wound up. Ow! No kidding. You gotta have something you need me to do, pal. Anything. Well, hey, I'm gonna take a jog back down to the precinct. I could get some prints analyzed for you if you got an hour. An hour? The trial will have reconvened by then.
But Nick, we still don't have a really decisive piece of evidence, right?
True. Without some kind of trump card to pull out of the bag, we're really stuck. That phrase has not aged well. Ugh. You said you can get some fingerprint analysis done in an hour? You bet. In that case, would you mind checking the prints on this for me? The bottle. If you're going back to the station anyway, could you find out whose prints are on this? Oh, hey, that's the small bottle I gave back to you this morning, right? Yeah, I think it's time we solved the last mystery of who the prints on it belong to. Sure thing, pal. Actually, that's been gnawing at me, too. Small bottle given to Detective Gumshoe. Okay, I'll get this off to the lab right away. Just make sure you don't lose the case before I get back. I will stall like no one has stalled before. Ugh, This is pretty much the final showdown, I guess.
It's time to separate the phonies from the real guys.
All right. 1:56 p.m. Back at it, boys. Court will now reconvene. Mr. Godot, did you find this Furio Tigre? Coffee number? God, I lost count. What are we at? 8? 9? I even tamed him for you. It was a 3-cup job. No problem. Okay, so maybe we're up to 12 or 13 at this point. Tamed him? The guy's name may be Furio Tigre, but come on. He's pretty lively. Be careful. He still bites. That I would believe. Man's got some teeth. Very well, please show Mr. Tigre to the stand. See? Teeths. Witness, please state your name and... Ah! Okay. Ah! Don't hide under the table, Maya. Unless there's room for me down there, too. Would you mind... What you say to me? Nothing. I didn't say nothing, honest. That's a good emote. That actually is perfect for this. Who could have guessed that fear would induce a bad Brooklyn accent in the judge?
I got business to take care of, you hear me? So who the hell called me into this hole? Was it you, Spiky?
You have room to talk. No, of course not. It was the judge. Oh, he hid. Your Honor? Oh dear, I seem to have dropped my pen. Where on earth is it? Don't mind me, just carry on with the proceedings as normal. That's it. We're doomed.
Maybe you didn't hear me. I said who the hell was it that called me in here?
There's no need to shout. We can all hear you.
What'd you say?
There's no point struggling. You're caught in a snare. The relentless snare of the law. God, the puns are bad. He's almost as bad as that motherfucker in the cowboy hat from a few cases ago. God, I forgot what his name was. And I'm the one that hauled you in. Oh, he's too cool.
Don't let him get the better of you, Nick.
Let's start with the basics. You know about the incident in question, correct?
Incident? I don't know nothing about no stinking incident, mask boy.
You mean you didn't attend the previous trial of Maggie Bird?
Maggie who? I've got more important things to do than watch courtroom dramas.
Of course. Well, perhaps you could give us your testimony then. Please tell us about what you did on the day of the murder.
Phoneix, Wright.
Yeah, that's me.
You's the one who set this up, didn't ya? You's gonna regret the day you ruffled the tiger's fur. You hear what I'm saying?
Maybe I should have brought a diaper with me. Phoneix.
Get a grip, Nick.
Well, get out from under the table, Maya. Okay. Is he a tsundere? I don't know. I don't know what I would call him. I'm not sure what dede he would be, to be completely honest with you. Bassy is a Godot simp. Another one to add to the chap. That's a funny emote though. That's pretty good.
I don't know nothing about no murder. I was tied up with business in December last year. Spent all of my time in my office.
I got whales lined up to borrow cash from Tendalenda every single day. Yous wanna check my alibi, just ask Violetta. Oh, you had your buddy voice him? I mean, I will say, the voice that he does, or like the objection voice he's got, is pretty smooth, pretty good. At last, I found my pen, bastard. Very well then, Mr. Wright. Quit interrupting the judge! What is it? Please, witness, if you could refrain from shouting like that. Sigmund? Not Freud, huh? I know the kind of games that guy in the blue plays. That lowlife ain't no lawyer, he just punches away at stupid details till he wins. Lowlife? Me? Listen up, Smarty. Every time you ask something that doesn't relate to this case, I'm gonna bill you $50,000, and you's gonna borrow the cash from me. That's one loan contract I refuse to sign. That's okay. I appreciate your comments, but I also appreciate lurkers too. Thank you. And don't think it ain't gonna hurt when you tangle with a tiger. You're enjoying every second of this, aren't you, you coffee-guzzling bastard? Huh, I love a good spectator sport. Just a minute, that's really not... This witness is... How can I put it? A hungry tiger roaming the urban jungle. Get on his bad side and he'll bite everyone's heads off. Yours, too. Very well. I have no choice but to impose a penalty. Penalty system? Fuck, I might need to pull up a guide. Yous better be listening. I said I got business to take care of. Big business. If I don't split now, I ain't gonna catch my bus. What happened to your stupid bike, huh? The court will impose a penalty for any irrelevant pressing of witness testimony. Keep that in mind as you begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor.
You can do it, Nick!
Come out from under there already, would you, Maya? Okay.
I don't know nothing about no murder. What murder?
I was tied up with business in December, spent all my time in my office. What do we got? Ah! Calendar! Okay, sorry, I did not mean to scream into the mic. Holy shit. Okay. I saved. Let's give it a shot. Fuck me! Ugh, am I gonna have to... Ah, I'm so mad. Maybe I have to press first? Well, let's see how much questioning I can get away with the penalty system. Okay, I was tied up with business in December, spent all of my time in my office. Okay. Are you sure about that? We're talking 1 month ago, you know? You see these teeth? That's how sharp my secretary is. Sharp? Is he talking about Viola Cadaverini? She writes everything in my scheduler. December, mainly in the office. That's what it says, so that's where I was. Mainly in the office. Bah! That seems like a rather sketchy schedule. Oh, and he hides again. There he goes! What the tiger did all December isn't the issue. What's important is what he was doing on the day of the murder. So now what? Press it! But I'ma save anyway.
Press it!
Mr. Tigre, what do you want? If you wouldn't mind going into a bit more detail. This is a dead end, Wright, and you know it. Remember the rules. It's not a dead end, motherfucker! It's essential that we establish the witness's alibi accurately. I agree. Thank you, disembodied voice from under the table. The victim was killed on December 3rd. Were you in the office that day too? He is a scaredy cat. He's a big scaredy cat that's afraid of a big scary cat. Maybe yous ain't listening. Of course I was. I never set foot outside. I had meetings all day with a bunch of cats wanting to do business with me. I ain't never seen that young kid before. I do believe the witness's last statement was important. Mr. Godot, if you could please. Mr. Tigre, the court asks you to add that last statement to your testimony. That's where we're gonna put the calendar. That's where it's gonna happen. I have a feeling. Don't let an animal beat you! Be a man, Your Honor, and ask him yourself. The day you was talking about, I was in the office too. I never saw that kid before. Actually, hold on. Just one more little save. Okay. Now, calendar. Why do we still have Gumshoe's lunchbox full of weenies? Maybe we give it to Maggie after the trial. Okay, I was on the right track. I just had it in the wrong place. Okay, Mr. Tigre. You claim you didn't know Mr. Glenn Elg. But it appears that Mr. Elg knew you. What? Mr. Elg left this little note on his calendar. Meet with the tiger. And the date? December 3rd. December 3rd? That's the day of the murder. So, Mr. Tigre, I submit that you did indeed know one Mr. Glenn Elg. Because on the very day of the incident, you met with him. Okay, we're headed in the right direction. That suit's too good. Not bad! You's actually not bad. Sorry? I was just messing with you to see how good you were. Uh-huh.
Did you hear that, Nick? He said you're not bad.
That's one compliment I can do without. Plus, he's lying through his teeth. His big sharp teeth. Witness, please remember you're under oath. Lies will not be tolerated. You's calling me a liar? Is that what you're doing? Oh. So you're saying that your claim to have never seen that kid before is the truth? I said I'm dead serious. You'd better believe that's the truth. Huh. Then I'd say that gives me time to enjoy another cup of pure black magic. He says he never goes over 16 cups. But I can't remember what number we're on. I lost track. But he picked up the cups, so I drink. That is while you testify for the court again, Mr. Tigre. Yes. Would you mind indulging the court, witness? He never actually met the victim? That's gotta be a lie right there. It's time I nailed this guy. More testimony. Okay. I ain't no liar. I never met Glenn Elg. There was some lame guy with that name, though, wanted to borrow cash from me. I set up a meeting with the guy at my office, Tenderlender. I waited around for him, but he never showed. I ain't never even been to that Très Bien joint. You's here. I have evidence that proves that's incorrect. I see. That all seems perfectly logical. You had arranged to meet with the victim, but he didn't show up. I've heard it's pretty hard to keep appointments when you're dead. Very well, you may begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Didn't I tell you I got a big deal going down today? I ain't gonna make my bus now. I'm gonna have to take the express train. He can't scare us. He's all bark and no bite. That bill's going straight to you, right? Man, you think we have the money for that? Defense attorneys don't make bupkis. Alright. I ain't no liar. I never met Glen Elg. There was some lame guy with that name. No, I set up a meeting with the guy at my office. I waited for him, but he never showed. I ain't never been to... I have evidence that contradicts this. When did I last save? I'm gonna save again. I don't remember. Right, that don't look like a tan. That's a sunburn. That, like, he's almost the same color of his jacket. Matches. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Mr. Tigre, is there something you'd like to tell the court about these matches? Matches? What are you talking about? We found them in your office at Tenderlender. They're from that restaurant. What? If you've really never been to Tribulations before, what was a book of the restaurant's matches doing on your desk? Also, I don't remember the last time a restaurant, at least here in the States, had books of matches. They used to when I was a kid, but you're not allowed to smoke in restaurants no more, really. I wonder if they do that in Japan, if they still have matches at restaurants. Or, you know, because this was still like mid-2000s, so I don't know if it's dated or if it still happens. You've been snooping around in my stuff too, wise guy! What are you, my ball and chain? Ain't no broad controlling me. I disagree, but we'll do that later. Order! Order! Well, witness? I think it's time you started telling us the truth, don't you? Ah! Sorry, I'm terribly sorry. Forgive me. I ain't no pussycat. I don't go back on what I said. But okay, I was at the joint that day. What? But listen good, all right? I might have been there, but I still never met that kid. Well, well. Godot is just, he's just there for the tea. That's what he's there for. He's not there to do a job. He's not here because he's a prosecutor. He's here because he's nosy. And you know, honestly, same. Same. I love mess. I cannot lie to you. I was about to say, you know, he is kind of a coward because, like, they've got bailiffs and police officers in there. I don't think they would let Tigre hurt anybody. Right? He is setting up the conditions for the tea to be spilled. Looks like an order just came in for another testimony. I am this close to proving it was him. He did meet Glen Elg that day. And he did put poison in his coffee. He must have. Okay, here we go again. I was supposed to meet with a kid at the restaurant that afternoon. When I opened the door to the joint, I saw one ugly scene. The guy was laid out over the table, stiff as concrete. I figured if the place wasn't hot already, it was gonna be, so I split.
I heard a cop sirens on my way out and I went straight back to my office.
Is it? Are you enjoying it? I'm glad. But I had to give him the, like, stupid mobster voice because I already gave Gumshoe the Brooklyn accent with the deep voice, and I can't have him and Gumshoe sounding the same. But honestly, he's a little bitch, so it works. You didn't actually meet with him in the end, then? Well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please.
Yes, Your Honor. Hold it! If I wait around here any longer, I ain't even gonna make the normal express. No more stupid questions.
Huh. No problem. Oh, another cup. Time to drink. Godot keeps me hydrated on these streams. Anytime Trite presses you on something irrelevant, I'll see he pays a penalty. Motherfuck. Mr. Godot, that's my job. You barely do your job anyway. Your job is to slam that little hammer of yours and call a guilty verdict. Well, damn. So do it. Yes, sir.
The Special Express ain't cheap, right? Just so you know. Just so yous know since you's paying.
Oh, man. Doesn't the rule of law mean anything around here? No. Listen, they let another prosecutor whip you. Our corrupt court system in a nutshell. I still don't think they would allow whips, though. I think that's a Japanifornia special. Okay, I was supposed to meet with a kid at the restaurant. What do I have? When I opened the door to the joint, I saw an ugly scene. The guy was laid out over the table stiff as concrete. I figured if the place wasn't hot already, it was gonna be, so I split. You heard the cop sirens on my way out and I went straight back to my office. I don't think you could have, because it took longer for the cops to get there, but... An ugly scene? What do you mean? The witness has already told us, Trite, which makes that question... Oh, Alright, you. Fine, I'll press the second one, then. Laid out over the table stiff as concrete. Okay, tell us about that. You mean you saw Glenn Elg's dead body? I guess I did, but I only saw him from behind. He was wearing some raggedy bit of cloth he called a hat. And what time was this? I don't know. Huh? You know what winds me up more than anything else in the world? Watches. Round watches. Why round ones specifically? I ain't gonna pollute my paws with some ticking henpecker. Out of interest, Mr. Tigre, what winds you up the second most? God damn it! We could have a theory of Tigre being bi. We don't know what he does behind closed doors. That's funny. What'd you think, Square Watches? Is this guy for real? Look, all I needed to know that something bad was going down in that place. Okay. It was gonna be, so I split. I heard the cop sirens on my way out and went straight to my... Okay, let's question that. Listen! Let the people have headcanons, alright? You went straight back. Did a bout of guilt suddenly hit you for what you did? Phoenix, that's conjecture. What are you trying to say? You trying to tell me yous ain't never been guilty of nothing? Not in a court of law. We all have our crosses to bear.
We all have to swallow the dark secrets we hide. Like this! Okay. Alright. Listen, but I don't think I'm fantasizing about Tigre. I'm just saying, you're the one who made the behind comment. You started it. The courtroom's not exactly the place to talk about dark secrets, is it? It seems you've done it again, Mr. Wright. God damn it! Ugh. I don't think that was irrelevant, but whatever. Sorry, mosquito. Oh, fuck. I went too far back. Stiff as concrete. Question. Alright, we have to go into the evidence, because I'm getting... He doesn't know what time it was. Watches! So you split. Heard the cops' sirens and went straight back to my... Okay. Okay, that's not relevant yet. It will be, but not quite. This should be relevant. Or maybe... Hold on, maybe they give us a hint.
Well, Nick, what do you think?
He's running out of ways to avoid the truth. I need to press him fast before he has time to think things through. I've got to come right back at him with a contradiction.
Be careful what you press him on, though, or else you'll get penalized, okay?
I guess there's still more pressing to do. Okay. About what? So the meeting wasn't due to take place at Tenderlender at all, then?
The kid was making a fuss about coming into the office. It's always that way when I want to talk about repayments. Even though I got the best punching bag you've ever seen, if there are any issues.
Maybe it's because of the punching bag that people are scared to come? So that's why you decided to meet at Tribulations? God damn you! Suck down the... I don't have to like it! Honestly, fuck this. Thank you, sir! May I have another? God damn it, Phoenix. Hold on, I'm gonna save here, just so I don't have to keep going back. Okay, we went over that. We went over that. Figured the place wasn't hot already, it was gonna be, so I split. So you didn't actually set foot inside the I thought he would have opened the door.
The tiger is a busy cat. I don't hang around for no one. I ain't got time to be caught up in no murder
How did... So, when exactly did you pick up the matches? Ah, there we go. There are matches just inside the front door. Fuck you! Our detective friend wound up in trouble with the chef after taking 5, but he would. He can't afford matches! Poor Gumshoe. It's almost enough to make the man cry. Okay, and if I press this one, it's gonna get me a penalty. What am I missing? Okay, ride was laid out over the table, stiff as concrete. When I opened the door, okay. I already pressed this. I was supposed to meet with the kid. Do we have... We don't have any of Glenn Elg's, like, loan paperwork, do we? Here's the cranial surgery. I might have to pull up the guide. I'm stuck.
I'm stuck. What's this? I don't think that's relevant. Please hold. Where? What piece of evidence am I missing? That makes no sense! Sorry, Velcro. I'm over here yelling. I found it, but that's dumb. That's dumb. Presenting himself to himself, that's stupid. But fine. I'll go with it. I'll go with it. Hi, Henry. Yeah, we are on the last section of the trial. Welcome back, Henry. Okay. No, go back. Go back. When I opened the door to the joint, I saw an ugly scene, and now I have to present himself to himself. Wait a minute, I did what the guide told me. Why are you giving me penalties? Hang on. I'm trusting the guide. What? Did I do it on the wrong statement? Ah, floor plans. Floor plans. First the floor plans, then himself to himself. Okay, that makes more sense. Floor plans, floor plans. I was so adamant about the floor plans for the last thing. And I'm not using the guide all the time, just when I get really stuck. Okay. Let's do floor plans. You're something of a loan collecting pro, aren't you, Mr. Tigre? No one escapes the tiger's clutches. Well, I'm something of a lie detecting pro. Oh. And no one escapes the Phoenix's clutches. I think it's time we got something straight. Not me. What's this, Wright? A new line of irrelevant questioning? These are the floor plans of the crime scene. Oh yeah, he wouldn't have been able to see it when he walked through the door. Yeah, he wouldn't have been able to see diddly. Okay. You say you were standing at the entrance, Mr. Tigre? From there, your field of vision would have covered an area something like this. Indeed. The witness would have had a clear view of the victim's seat. Isn't that what I just said? I saw the back of the kid's head. No. Unfortunately for you, that is not possible. If the court would think back, you'll remember that between each of the tables is a tall partition. Why, that's true! Now look at the plans again. The truth is painfully obvious. From the entrance, the field of vision of any customer walking in ends here. Oh, starting to sweat now, are you? So, from the entrance of Tribulations, you couldn't have seen the victim's seat. But you did see the victim that day because you met with him. Wrong. Have you forgotten the old man's testimony yesterday? The victim was alone at his table. He couldn't have seen Tigre. Also, Phony. Remember that? But the defense just proved that point to be moot. The victim witnessed by Mr. Kudo was not Glenn Elg, but a fake. What? Bitch, did you forget the entire last 2 hours? in order to have Mr. Kudo falsely testify. The real killer posed as the victim he'd just killed and acted out a charade. That will do. This trial has gone on long enough without the obvious question being answered. Who exactly was this real killer who impersonated the victim? Oh, that's where we present Tigre. You say the killer murdered Glenn L. and then impersonated his victim in a performance for Victor Kudo? In that case, Mr. Wright, reveal the identity of this criminal to the court. Okay. Easy enough. Obviously, the killer is Furio Tigre. No one else could have done it. What? Well, witness?
Now that's cute. You think you can pin this on the tiger? Maybe you don't understand. The tiger is the king of the jungle. So I dares you to say it again. Come on, you got the guts.
You can't threaten me, Mr. Tigre. It's the defense. Go ahead and tell the witness, Mr. Wright. Mr. Wright!
Sounds to me like it must be you, old man. You've got guts. I'll give you that.
Mr. Wright, do not leave me to handle this alone. Perhaps I can end this embarrassment. Mr. Godot, let's just go back over Mr. Kudo's testimony one more time. The old man didn't just see the victim. Oh, no, no, no. The serving girl brought him a cappuccino, but she put something in it. There's no question about it. She very conspicuously put some white powder in there. Was the victim he saw the real victim or not? That doesn't matter. The fact remains he saw the accused put the poison in the coffee. Well, let's bring in Miss Creepy and see if we can prove that wrong. Yes, it was the waitress who poisoned the coffee. No. Very impressive, Mr. Godot. Waiting for my absence to launch your attack. Huh. Oh, he drinks. I drink. Found your pen at last, Trite? It was in my pocket. But anyway. Mr. Kudo witnessed two people that day. He saw the victim, the supposed Mr. Glenn Elg, and the waitress from behind. Yes, your point, Mr. Wright. I think the conclusion is obvious. If this Glenn Elg was really the killer in disguise, then surely it's possible the waitress was also part of the show. What? You mean the waitress was an imposter as well? The defendant, Miss Bird, fell unconscious immediately after the incident. And someone used her fainting to hatch an elaborate plan to pin the murder on her. Who on earth was it? It was, what's her face? This girl. Viola Cadaverini. Who is this woman? Her name is Viola Cadaverini. She's an employee of Tenderlander. You's making a big mistake. Do you know who Violetta's grandfather is? You better be going home in an armored truck tonight if you know what I mean. Oh,
Stop shaking, Nick!
where was I? Yes, the defendant, Ms. Bird, had stated the following. Well, when I took the coffee over to the victim's table, it's true there was another customer in the restaurant. She was sort of creepy. And she had a kind of cackling laugh. Uh-huh. There are just too many contradictions in this case. The second man at the victim's table, who nobody but Ms. Bird seems to have seen. The earpiece worn by the victim in his left ear when that eardrum was ruptured. And the radio show he was supposedly listening to half an hour after it was over. There is only one logical explanation that clears up all of these contradictions. The whole incident took place twice. Twice! Once for real, and once for show. And Mr. Furio Tigre, the only person who could have committed the crime, is you. Thank you for getting my reference. Witness, what have you got to say?
That's cute.
Sorry?
You's alright. I could do with a guy like you around.
What do you mean? Not the moon landing. We've got our tinfoil hats on today.
Okay, I'm in on this game. I'm gonna have to charter a jet to get to my meeting now, but I'm gonna give you one more thing to think about before I go.
Something to think about?
You've got it all wrapped up nice, huh, Wright?
But you've missed out on one real important thing. Motive? But that can't be.
I was in the joint that day, and I met that kid too.
Okay.
But I couldn't have poisoned him, you's here.
What? Do you really expect us to believe you now, Mr. Tigre? Huh. What a troublemaker. You think this is funny? Try being in my seat. Oh, shoot. I forgot about Gumshoe. Yeah, I also hope he comes back. We need that. That's the clincher. Troublemaker? Looks like we're gonna need another one for the road. He drinks. I drink. One more steaming cup of hot testimony. Going in circles is all we do here. Witness, you will explain yourself to the court. I will give you one more chance to testify. What happened that day at Tribulations between yourself and the victim? Here we go. He was holding nothing for a second. Just a little oopsie.
Yeah, I loaned El cash. About $100,000. $100,000.
Wrong voice.
That day, we was due to have a little chat. The kid had hit his payback date, see? So anyway, he tells me he's got no way to pay up. I'm about to flatten the guy when he starts screaming. Yes, I won! $500,000! He got lucky, you know, real lucky. If that waitress hadn't have done what she'd done, everything would have been over.
Now, I see the principal amount you loaned to Mr. Elg was $50,000.
Yeah, well, you've got the VIG to take into account. Interest builds up fast, you know.
That's faster than fast! $100,000 is twice his principal. And the repayment deadline was December 3rd, the day of the incident in question.
Yeah, he was one lucky kid. He got that $500,000 just in time. So I ain't have no reason to kill the kid. And if I ain't got no motive, you ain't got no case.
His motive? He has to have one, but what is it? It's the medical papers. Okay, here we go. We save. We are so close. That day, we were due to have a little chat. The kid hit his payback date. Tells me he's got no way to pay up. How much did he have left on his debt? You want it in round figures? About 100,000 bucks. That's the whole amount. We're talking about a guy who had 58 cents in his wallet. What? You was telling me he wasn't even gonna pay for the coffee? He certainly seems to have been a brave man, this Mr. L. That guy was smooth, I tell yous. Real smooth. You'll have your money in less than 5 minutes, that's what he says to me. The guy then calls me the tender tiger. He was skating on thin ice with me. I'm about to flatten the guy when he starts screaming. Yes, I won $500,000 bucks. He got lucky, real lucky. If that waitress hadn't have done what she'd done, everything would have been over. I'm missing something. I feel like something's missing in order for me to provide evidence, but what? Okay, payback. Tells me he's got no way to pay up. I'm about to flatten the guy when he starts screaming. I won $500,000. He got lucky. Really lucky. Was there anyone else in the restaurant at the time? I don't remember. If there was no one there, I'll wear that ridiculous tiger shirt for a month. Mr. Armstrong, Maggie, and if I'm right, Viola Cadaverini were all there at the time. So, the victim had intended to repay you from its lottery winnings from the beginning? Seems that way to me. But you wouldn't normally expect to win the lottery. Here we go. This is what's missing. Huh. The undying belief that your next roll will end the worst losing streak you ever had. That's what defines a true gambler. He makes it sound so cool.
Don't be tempted, Nick. You haven't got the willpower for it.
All I know is the kid took a shot and he got lucky in the end. Okay. Damn it. I thought I would get something from that. The waitress, you mean? The girl with the glasses in the defendant's chair. Who else could I mean? If she hadn't gotten the way, things would have been bada bing, bada boom, over and done with. Shut up, Henry. By gambling, do you mean gotcha? Because I feel like that's weed gambling. Maybe I should push. Okay. We're gonna save. Ask how things would have been. What do you mean things would have been over and done with? Are you all there or what? I'm talking about the cash. I was there to get my 100,000 bucks back. That's all. I'm a businessman. It was all coming together before that waitress got in the way. As far as I can tell from the witness's testimony, other than recouping his loan, Mr. Tigre had no motive for killing the victim. Witness, you will amend your testimony to reflect what you just said. Here we go. This is what I want. The tiger's motive, huh? I was after the 100,000. I didn't have no other reason to kill the guy. Says you. I think you do. I think you do. Both? God damn it, Henry. So, you just intended to get back the $100,000 Mr. Elg owed you, correct? I loaned the guy the cash, so that's my right. Unfortunately for Mr. Elg, $100,000 wasn't enough to cover it, was it? Huh? About 6 months ago, you were involved in a traffic accident, weren't you? An accident involving a car and a scooter, in which a young woman was injured. She was taken to the hospital where she underwent surgery. Where did you get all this info? These medical papers document the treatment of the young woman in question. According to these, her operation cost $1 million. Payment for these expenses was due in December of last year and was paid in full. $1 million? A preposterous sum! Someone should sue these HMO. God damn it, so true. No one would pay a bill like that. If the medical association got wind of it, the hospital would end up as dead as a morgue. But Mr. Tigre had no choice but to pay, because his very life depended on it. Aha, here we go. Base judge, right for once in his fucking life. Order! Order! You say his life depended on it, Mr. Wright? Indeed it did. Simply because the injured woman was none other than Viola Cadaverini. Oh, did you say Cadaverini? Brutto Cadaverini, mob boss in charge of all underworld activities in the city, and doting grandfather to his precious Violetta, also known as Viola Cadaverini. Puh! Your life was in danger unless you paid compensation to the boss, correct? Makes sense. You were desperate to acquire the $1 million Cadaverini demanded of you. So desperate, in fact, that you decided to sacrifice Glen Elg's life to pay your debt. Order! Order! What do you say to that, witness? It's a nice little fairy tale, Trite. But even if the witness did need $1 million, that doesn't tie him to Mr. Elg's murder. Now would be a good time to come in with that bottle, Gummy. Mr. Elg only owed him $100,000 and had no hope of repaying it anyway. Yeah, that guy wasn't worth my spit. I don't think so. In fact, the opposite is true. The opposite? Lending money with no hope of ever seeing repayment wouldn't... Ooh, you okay? Are you good? Doing a big stretch. Of ever seeing repayment would normally be bad for business. But, in this case, the very fact that Glen Elg had no way to repay the money is crucial. What?
Do you know where you're going with this, Nick?
You've got to think outside the box, Maya.
Outside the box?
It's very straightforward. Mr. Tigre wasn't after the $100,000 at all. It seems you have a logical conclusion for this theory, right? Would you care to share it with us? Gladly. What exactly was Mr. Tigre after? It was the fucking disc. Where'd it go? The disc. Glen Elg was a programmer. A highly skilled programmer. That skill was the collateral Mr. Elg put up in order to borrow the money. Care to explain how skill can be used as collateral to secure a loan, Trite? He had the skill to create a computer virus, and so he did. A virus known as MC Bomber. A computer virus? What does one of those do? Why do I have to explain this to everybody? A computer virus is a program that wreaks havoc on the insides of a computer. A computer? What does one of those do? God damn it. I guess the beard isn't the only part of his honor that is from the Stone Age. I'll explain it to you later, Your Honor. Right now, this is the important point. A virus like MC Bomber would be worth several $1 million on the black market. Mr. Tigre, you couldn't have cared less about the $100,000, isn't that right? All you cared about was one thing, the virus. Because he's old! Correct. On the day of the murder, Mr. Tigre's sole intention was to get his hands on this CD. Glen Elg had no way of paying back the $100,000 and Mr. Tigre knew it. But then a miracle happened. The kind that Mr. Tigre would prefer to say never happened. But he can't. And neither can I. The lottery win? Exactly. At the 11th hour, Mr. Elg won $500,000 on the lottery. Which left Mr. Tigre with no way of getting his hands on the all-important CD. At least, no legitimate way. So, he resorted to illegitimate means. That's crazy. He murdered Glen Elg and then made his next move. To frame Maggie Bird for the crime. Mr. Tigre posed as Glen Elg, while Viola Cadaverini played the role of Ms. Bird. And then they reenacted the whole thing in order to establish a witness. Right? Why is the cyanide sparkly? The witness being the one we all heard testify yesterday, Mr. Victor Kudo. Like I said, Trite, that's crazy. No one could pull off a stunt like that. For starters, there's no way the chef could have been kept in the dark about it. He wasn't. Mr. Armstrong was in on it from the very beginning. Have you forgotten already, Mr. Godot? Mr. Armstrong owed the witness money too. $500,000, in fact. He had no choice but to go along with Mr. Tigre's plan. Right? We love some Agatha Christie. Uh-oh. Here comes the breakdown. You's put on a good show, Spiky! Oh? If yous want to stay alive in the loan shark business, you gotta be careful. You saying I dressed up like that kid created a witness and framed someone? If I did something crazy like that, I'd leave a trail as bright as my shirt. I ain't dumb enough to do something sloppy like that. I agree. You do? Despite your appearance, you were very careful. That's why you took one more precaution. One more trick to make sure Ms. Bird had no way out. What? Another one, Mr. Wright? Another one, thank you. I'm trying my best, Elliot. Interesting. Why don't you fill us all in, Trite? Uh-oh. What was this trick you say Mr. Tigre performed to frame the accused? Good fucking question. He put the poison in Maggie's apron? Damn it, I didn't get to save. Oh, I'm fucked. It has to be the poison. I'm gonna double check. I didn't save. The coffee cup? Hold on. If I saved, I would just go nuts, but I don't want to go back that far. Oh, to frame Matt. Right. I forgot that he impersonated Phoneix. That's why he... Okay, yeah. He impersonated Phoneix. In order to frame her, he had to pretend to be me. Right? I like how we all forget about it. What on earth is that? What an insult to think anyone could be fooled by such a childish imitation. Consider yourself insulted, Your Honor. Mr. Tigre, you didn't just pose as the victim on the day in question. A month ago, in this very court, you posed as me! Yeah, no, he should not be at the judge's bench, TBH. What? That's the truth. But The witness looks nothing like you, Mr. Wright. Although, now that I think about it, it was you, wasn't it? We all loathe the judge. No doubt it was you, standing here, this very court, a mere month ago. The Phoneix Wright who put up the most disreputable, shabby defense I had ever seen! Uh-huh. Can you prove that, Gramps? Prove the attorney who represented the accused here a month ago was this man? Are you prepared to take the stand? And please no more testimony, please, Jesus! Hey! Forget about it, yeah! Oh? I wouldn't do something like that, not me! You made a mistake, right? It was someone else, huh? Have you no pride, sir? He drinks, I drink. This isn't a matter of pride. In case you didn't know, Wright, here in court we deal with people's lives. Okay. Mr. Godot is right. Your Honor? Speaking for myself, I am absolutely convinced. The attorney in question was the witness standing before me now. However, I preside over this court as the judge, with the vested power to hand down a verdict. Someone in my position cannot be swayed by a memory without evidence to support it. I should save now because they're gonna make me pick something. Shit! If the defense has no further evidence, the court will now excuse the No, we have something. It's water, I promise. It is water. The circumstances surrounding Mr. Tigre are dubious for sure, but not conclusive.
But we've come so far!
Gumshoe, now would be an excellent time to come in here. You say he impersonated Glenelg. You say he impersonated you. But none of that adds up to a murder charge. You don't have a shred of evidence that proves the, You don't have a shred of evidence that the witness poisoned the victim's coffee. Yeah, no, we're not doing it with coffee, just water.
Ha! Shit.
Right? Hurry up, Gumshoe. Sucks to be you, right? Don't mess with the tiger or you're gonna get mauled. You've got that. All we managed to do here was chase him around a bit. But I was so close to getting him to admit his own guilt. Huh. Looks like I won't be needing a refill. If I just had one more piece of evidence. One more piece of evidence, and maybe I could get Maggie off the hook. Man, why do they always come immediately, like, right after we need them? This witness's cross-examination is over. You are free to go, Mr. Tigre. There we go. Your Honor, sir! Ah, he looks so triumphant! I love him. Wait! Detective! Detective Gumshoe! Sorry I took so long, pal. I staked everything on this. My badge, the works. Gummy, our hero. So here it is. My heart's counting on this too. What is it, detective? Isn't it obvious, pal? It's the final decisive piece of evidence. What? Go, Gummy, go. God damn it, not in the lobby.
Sorry it took so long, pal, but I finally got the results back from the lab.
Every time Godot drank coffee, he drank coffee. And you had to stay. Oh my god. 7 a.m. That's crazy. I mean, great content, but oi. The results?
About the prince, pal, from this medicine bottle.
Oh, so do you know who the prince belonged to now?
God, every accent is becoming Brooklyn. I'm getting stuck.
Do you think I'm some kind of hack detective? Of course I know.
So tell us. They're the Tigers, right? I knew it.
You bet. Clear as crystal all over the bottle. They're Furio Tigre's paw prints, all right.
That's great. We've got him now, Nick.
Phoneix. Phoneix, I don't like that.
What's wrong with you? You've hardly said a word since Detective Gumshoe got here. He's laid everything on the line for this, Nick.
I know. Look, I'm sorry. This is kind of hard to say, but it really doesn't make a difference whose prints are on that bottle now.
Huh? What? Why not?
What we need to produce at this stage in the trial is irrefutable evidence that the tiger put poison in Glenn Elg's coffee. He's already admitted that he met the victim. The fact that his prints are on this bottle, that really doesn't make any difference now.
Oh, I knew it. Great. No matter how hard I try, I'm never of any use.
Oh, Gummy, don't say that.
Hey, don't be so hard on yourself.
This was our last chance to help Maggie. And I've been working on some useless piece of evidence the whole time. It's alright, I'm a real loser. It's not breaking news to me, pal.
Detective Gumshoe? Maggie!
You've been working on something? For me?
Sorry I let you down, Maggie. I know you didn't do it. And I'm a detective. We're supposed to be able to prove stuff like that. I'm really sorry. I'll get out of your hair now.
Detective Gumshoe, wait! He's gone.
Isn't there anything we can do now, Nick?
I wish there was. Gumshoe worked so hard to get that evidence. If only there was some way I could use it. Well, fuck. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor? I granted you a recess so you could prepare this decisive evidence you've discovered. Yes.
Don't keep us all in suspense, Trite.
Show us. Naturally. We can assume it's evidence that will actually stand up in court, can't we? Think, Phoneix? Use that gray matter, buddy. Don't let Gumshoe's hard work go to waste. How much more of my time are we gonna waste? I ain't been to no court before. But yous lawyers should know how to blow things out of proportion. No doubt, given the nature of the evidence, it will speak for itself. Nevertheless, you will talk us through it, Mr. Wright. Well, I know I can't prove anything new with this evidence. I'm really backed into a corner here. But maybe if he thinks he's got me beat, he'll let his guard down a bit. Don't keep us waiting any longer, Mr. Wright. Present this final decisive piece of evidence to the court. I mean, it has to be this, right? This is the defense's final piece of evidence.
Isn't that the victims?
Your Honor, naturally, the court is already aware of the contents of this bottle. However, interesting new information has come to light. We have clearly identified some fingerprints on it. Fingerprints belonging to you, Mr. Tigre.
What?
But Mr. Wright, what conclusion are you hoping to draw from this new information?
Everyone in here knows what this bottle contains. Except one man. One person in this courtroom should theoretically be in the dark. And that's Tigre. My prints are on that pansy-looking bottle? Is that what you saying? Well, what the hell's in it anyway? A phony trial, a phony lawyer, and phony clues. We can't lie on the stand, buddy. Everything about this case has been phony. Seems like the perfect excuse for some phony evidence. God damn it, Phoneix. That's not how it works. Mr. Tigre, this is the decisive piece of evidence that will prove your guilt.
Is it?
Save in slot 2. Why? Because it contains Mr. Armstrong's oils, the victim's ear medicine, potassium cyanide. Well, I guess if we have to lie, this bottle contains potassium cyanide.
Potassium cyanide?
The poison used to murder Mr. Elg, Your Honor. Well, we lied. Let's see if it works. The victim's killer used this very bottle. And on this bottle, Mr. Tigre, we found your fingerprints. Well, how do you explain that? Shouldn't Godot be giving an objection? You'd make a good clown, you know that? What? Yous ain't never gonna get this to stick. You's just making me laugh now. You think a cheap bluff like that's gonna fool the tiger? A bluff? I can see straight through you, Phoneix, Wright. That ain't the bottle with the cyanide in it. Oh? The fucking Mo trauma. Oh, God. Okay, so if he recognizes the bottle, that pins him there. No, this is the bottle we found traces of the poison in. Don't mess with the tiger, or you're gonna get ripped to shreds. The cyanide bottle was brown and it was made of glass. That cheap piece of trash don't look nothing like it. Boom. Ha-ha! There we go. Got him. At last. What? Why is everyone gone quiet? I said that bottle... Is this the bottle you're referring to? Yeah, that's it. That's the bottle the cyanide was in. He's so stupid. He's so stupid. But yous ain't gonna find my prints on that bottle. Don't let that cozy-looking suit fool you people. That lawyer's just playing games. Tell him, Mr. Prosecutor. Tell that guy where to go. I don't think that's legal what Phoneix did, but you know, it did produce results. You still haven't figured it out. Don't you realize what you just said? What I said? What did I just say? You were summoned to this court for the first time earlier today. Babaka, right. He always smokes when he's mad. If you really had nothing to do with the murder, you shouldn't have known all the little details. For instance, you shouldn't have known what kind of bottle the potassium cyanide was in. But just now, you slipped up in front of every single person in this courtroom. You described the exact bottle used by the killer to hold the poison. You don't know who you's messing with. I'm the Tiger. I control millions of dollars on the black market. You think I'm gonna let some jumped up soap get the better of me? You already did. Sure, the last piece of evidence was phony. But that's just what you deserve. The phony trial with a phony lawyer. It was all played out by you, the biggest phony of all. Here we go. Whoa. Whoa! Well. What's going on? It looks like a blackout. He's escaping! Well done, Wright. I saved my 17th cup of coffee just for you. Man, why did you have to throw coffee at me? Savor it. While you watch the police restrain your prey. Mr. Wright, you caught a tiger by his toe. But if this one hollers, he won't be let go. God damn it, that's so bad. Now then, how are things going with Mr. Tigre, Mr. Godot? He's being arrested on the suspicion of murder of Glen Elg, Your Honor. Fortunately for us, we managed to rectify a very grave error. Ms. Bird was found guilty in the absence of a genuine defense attorney. Yes, she was. And in the absence of genuine evidence. But the tiger made one mistake. Indeed. He very nearly got away with everything if it wasn't for that one slip of the tongue. Furio Tigre is truly a frightening criminal. Huh. The truly frightening one is that defense attorney over there. Godot? Lord Vader? Well, I am now in a position to deliver my verdict. This court finds the defendant, Maggie Bird, not guilty! Woo! Yay! We did it! That is all. This court is adjourned. Hey there, Jim. Hey, Bob. Mr. Wright! I'm at a loss for words. Thank you, sir!
Congratulations, Maggie.
I was so mad when Mr. Wright landed me in all that trouble a month ago, but now I feel like I can forgive him. Hey, that wasn't me, Maggie. That was the tiger.
Look, Nick, in the doorway.
Detective Gumshoe. Oh, I guess I'll be heading off then. See you later. Wait!
Detective Gumshoe.
Oh yeah. Congratulations, Maggie.
Thanks.
Oh my god. I knew you were innocent all along. Why didn't you say that in your testimony then? Huh? Oh, well, I was... It's his job. God damn it, Gumshoe, get back here. Wait up, detective. He just ran off.
Maggie, why are you being so hard on him? He busted his butt for you. It's thanks to him we got the medication bottle.
That wasn't even of any use.
But
It's only because Mr. Wright used it so cleverly. Detective Gumshoe was just running around in circles. Poor guy. Looks like she still isn't ready to forgive him.
can't you put in a good word for him, Nick?
Maya's right. I should help Gumshoe out. It's clear he needs it. I mean, we still have that giant lunchbox. Maggie? You know, Detective Gumshoe's been really worried about you through all of this. I wanted to believe that, sir. But on that first day of the trial, he practically gave the judge a free pass to lock me up. He didn't have any choice, Maggie. He's a detective. He has to report the facts. He doubted me, that's why. He thought I might have done it. I've got to prove to her that Gumshoe really cares about her. I know. I'll give her a little present to celebrate her freedom. Some weenies! Here you are. A present to celebrate your freedom. That's a present from Detective Gumshoe. Made with a ton of love.
He said you lost weight and was worried about you.
Detective Gumshoe? I actually really like weenies, you know? Oops.
Did you guys hear that? I'm pretty hungry myself, you know.
Yeah, the trial dragged on a bit today, didn't it? Is it okay if I eat this now? Aww.
So, how is it, Maggie?
It's really good! Maya just looks so excited. So, the case of Phony versus Genuine comes to an end. The false allegations surrounding Maggie have all been cleared up. And who knows? Maybe a whole new chapter of her life is about to start. Yay! We did it! Woohoo! Oh, look who's next! Oh, I'm excited. I'm very excited. Oh my god. Yes, a brand new episode has been added. Yes, we save. And we save in slot 1. And then next time, Edgeworth! Oh boy! I missed that bastard. I missed him very much. Oh my gosh. Alright, folks. That is gonna be it for tonight. Yippee skippy. We finished this case. I am very happy about it. Now, that is gonna be my last stream for the week. The Kira Kira 15th anniversary Taiban is on Saturday, May 17th, and I've got to practice my dancing and all that. So I'm gonna be busy. So I will be back starting next Tuesday. We'll do Yakuza, and then I think it's time for more karaoke, actually, because I still owe y'all 2. So, we'll do some karaoke, and we'll do some Yakuza next week. And then next Saturday, in 10 days from today, is the Kira Kira Entertainment, Taiban. So, if you are in the Central Texas area and you want to come support, Links to tickets are on my socials, on the Kira Kira socials and the Texas Idol Fest socials. So I hope I can see some of y'all there. All right, who is live? Who can I throw y'all at? Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me tonight. This was a lovely time. Always lovely. Let's see. Who's live? Let's go see. We have Pam is playing, what is this? Goddess of Victory. Go say hi to Pam. Say hello to Pam for me, and I will see y'all again next week, and we will also be discussing in the Discord server. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.